Seriously? Coronavirus? Who are you going to blame next? Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to talk about Warner Brothers now blaming the coronavirus for wrecking Margot Robbie's Birds of Prey. This article is from the Daily Mail Australia, and as an Aussie myself, this article is just crap. But let's read it anyway. How the coronavirus destroyed Margot Robbie's film Birds of Prey as the superhero movie stumbles at the box office despite positive reviews. Warner Brothers has blamed China's coronavirus for the box office failure of Margot Robbie's latest film, Birds of Prey. The DC Comics movie, which is a sequel to 2016's Suicide Squad focusing on the character of Harley Quinn, topped the US box office, but still fell below projections. With the production budget of $84.5 million, Birds of Prey was expected to open to around $50 million, but instead brought in just $33.3 million in American theaters. That's why. Look at that picture. It was the same story overseas, where Birds of Prey grossed an estimated $48 million from 78 international markets, lifting the total weekend gross to $81 million. Warner Brothers has said that the coronavirus impacted the box office tankings in Asia. Birds of Prey doesn't have a Chinese release schedule, and Suicide Squad never opened there. Cinemas in China, the world's second largest movie market after the United States, have shut down amid the coronavirus outbreak. Meanwhile, Business Insider has suggested that the film's R-rated may have contributed to its poor box office performance, as it's excluded young fans of the popular character Harley Quinn. With the R rating, director Cathy Yan wasn't limited to the violence or salty language she could portray, but the movie missed out on the teen market, the website stated. A spin-off of DC's Comics blockbuster Suicide Squad, Birds of Prey was directed by Cathy Yan and produced by Margot Robbie. Margot also stars as the main character, a crazed criminal who becomes a solo vigilante after splitting from the Joker. Reviews have been mostly favorable, with an 80% fresh rating on Rotten Tomatoes. And we all know how corrupt Rotten Tomatoes is. They're just a paid shill company. And critics now, everyone knows critics now, they value a movie on left-wing politics and agenda-driven stories. That's all they care about. So, the coronavirus, it is not the reason for this failure. There's a number of reasons for this failure. Number one, the woke marketing was just unbelievably just terrible. Ewan McGregor coming out in every interview that he done, blaming white males and saying that the movie's taking on misogynistic men and all this crap. Meanwhile, this is the same Ewan McGregor that cheated on his wife and left her for another movie star. Second thing is this. No one wants this. So look at this video here, this picture here. Who wants to go and see a movie like that? It just looks meh. Harley Quinn used to be a really good character, and even in Suicide Squad, the only reason people liked her character was they made her attractive and attractive to the male eye, and that was it. All she wore a small pants and a small shirt and was just a crazy lunatic. But she had the Joker there, and the only reason people like her is the cosplayers and for the eye candy. That was it. When you take that away from Margot Robbie's Harley Quinn, she's got nothing to a character. She's just a lunatic. And without the Joker, she's got nothing. And her original character was always a better character. She was brainwashed. She was a psychologist, and she was brainwashed by the Joker, and she ended up growing to love him, and she was in an abusive relationship with the Joker, and she basically had Stockholm Syndrome. That was her character, and she had a lot more depth to it. Whereas now, with the DC reboot that happened, and they changed the character. Now she's just a female ripoff of Deadpool, and it's just meh. It's not even a fun character anymore. Not even her character isn't meant to be just this funny uh, character with a loud mouth and the way she is now. The original character was this character that had psychological issues from an abusive relationship, living with like Stockholm syndrome. Whereas now she's just this, like, and the other reason it failed was the woke marketing. The trailers were just boring. The trailers didn't show anything that made it appeal to the movie. The movie wasn't necessarily just woke. It was just boring. Just wasn't a good movie. It was just, just wasn't interesting. Wasn't fun. And the other one was the diversity hires. They'd hire a director just because she's a woman with no credits, no decent movies to a history, to a name. And then because Margot Robbie, they like her in Suicide Squad, they they give her they give her complete control of the movie as a producer and casting control and all that, and it just the power went straight to her. Her ego went straight to her head after Suicide Squad, and she thinks that she could make a really awesome movie, and everyone's just going to watch it because it's Harley Quinn. Well, it's not. She look at the cast that she picked. Race swap Black Canary to a black woman. And I'm not saying I don't like black people in movies. I do, but when they're just race swap just because Margot Robbie doesn't want to be outshined by a sexy white assassin who is Black Canary and the Huntress and things like that, it's just the movie just was not appealing. Like Black Canary is meant to be a sexy female assassin, but instead we get a woman of color with dreadlocks and a bull ring in her nose, with the bra and the boobs basically hanging out, and then the rest of the characters, everything's just diverse, all because Margot Robbie knows that if she actually had the real Birds of Prey characters in there related to the source material, they would outshine her, and she didn't want that, which just shows how bad the character is and how bad the whole thing is that she does that. And just like you look at this picture and it just does not look appealing. The trailers were just awful. It didn't really appeal to anybody. And you can't blame the R rating because The Joker was an R rated standalone movie and it made over $1 billion. And it didn't even release in China. So then again, that blows the theory out of the water that the coronavirus impacted the movie, because Suicide Squad and The Joker never opened in China either. So you can't blame that because they done well. The Joker done well because it was a good story, good cast, and it was a great movie. This movie flopped because it was just boring. The marketing was just crap. The SJW leftist politics that they made everyone think the movie was going to be, that they marketed it to, it doesn't appeal to normal people. These Hollywood types, they don't live in a reality, and Margot Robbie is proof of that. You come from Queensland in Australia, sort of no name to the world where I'm from. I'm pretty sure she's from Queensland, and then she goes to Hollywood, and then she just turns into this stupid leftist. And I liked her in Tarzan. When she was in that Tarzan movie, it was good because she played a great character. But then the power went to her head once Warner Brothers decided that they'd give her control because they think that people like Harley Quinn. No, I don't think it was never going to work. So now I'm not sure. We were meant to be getting a Gotham City Sirens and I think a Harley Quinn movie after this, but I doubt that'll happen now after this movie's failure. Yeah, I don't. It failed because of marketing, the SJW politics, Ewan McGregor and his running his mouth about misogyny when he cheated on his wife. So that's the pot calling the kettle black right there. Just Hollywood hypocrites, and it wasn't a very good film. It was just meh. It was just boring. And even in Australia, the theaters, like when I went, the theater was empty. There was like 3 people in there. Um, So it's not. It's just, it's all around the world that no one likes it. No one likes this SJW nonsense. People don't care for it. It's only these people that have the twisted vision for reality. So that's my take on it, guys. It wasn't the R rating because Joker proved that wrong. The coronavirus in China, Joker proved that wrong because they didn't open in China, and they made $1 billion. Um, it failed because it's woke marketing. The diverse cast, that's all they cared about. They didn't respect the characters. They didn't stick to source material. They changed everything. Margot Robbie produced everything when she's got no experience in it, and she just made a crap movie that no one wanted. They gave it to a female director because she was a female and she had no credits, she had nothing, and they probably shouldn't have made it R-rated. They should have made this PG-13 or 15 plus or something. But yeah, it wasn't the R rating or anything. It was just the way it was marketed. Every interview from every actor, and it was just yeah. And people don't want to see that. People are tired of it. People are sick of this, and that's it. So that's my take, guys. Just thought I'd do a video on it. If you think I'm wrong, or if you think of anything else, put it in the comments below. If you want me to do other videos, put it in the comments below. If you like my videos and the content, please like and subscribe. I've just started the channel, so I'm just trying to grow. I've just started on Twitter, and it hasn't taken me long to realize that Twitter is insanity, and it's a nightmare trying to use Twitter. It's a lot harder than it looks. So please, if you like this channel, please subscribe, like it, share it, tell your friends, and we'll grow the channel together. Thanks, guys.